What is up? Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And today, I have a super special guest with me, Coach Will Hastings. He's based out of Delaware, and he primarily trains youth athletes. So I thought it would be really fun to have him on and talk about that and talk about how he helps athletes perform at an elite level and move to that next level from high school to college and so on. So welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Like you said, I do focus on youth athletics. I guess I can start the reason why I chose to work with youth athletes, that would be more so I wish I had the coach that I am when I was growing up. In this area, there's an extreme hotbed, so to speak, of youth talent in every sport. I'm not kidding, almost every sport at this point. My local high school now, they just won states for baseball last year. I think they won 3 state championship titles in spring. Yeah, and it's different sports, and it's one of them's on there in the last 20 years they've won it I think 18 times or something ridiculous.
That's
which
crazy.
Is great. It's like that's my point is there's so much talent down here. But the closest city is Philadelphia, Baltimore, DC. So I mean, they're kind of far as driving and everything, especially this time of year, summertime. So summertime and school when kids are busy, they can't really travel as much. So that's where I decided to focus more on that route. And I started off as just a soccer coach. Transitioned into personal training about 3-4 years into it when I just basically got tired of working with teams because I wasn't really making an impact. It seemed no one was really focusing as much. I just didn't feel like I was making an impact. So got my personal trainer certification and 7 or 8 others since then to kind of encompass the entirety of the athlete from mindset, nutrition, recovery, corrective motions, all that fun jazz. So it's been a nice way to kind of come full circle and help athletes now who play at top levels and go to places where they straight up, the parents tell me, we can't do 3 days a week up north. We can only do 1 or 2. So we need an extra trainer down here. And it's without that, their kids may not get to the top levels. And then that's where I come in. And progressively over the last couple of years, especially, as my players age up through middle school and such, some of my originals, I should say, they are now in high school, getting recruited and such. One of which, actually, I just said my goodbye to him. He leaves on Saturday, I think, Saturday, Sunday, to go to Paris Saint-Germain, which is over in France. He's going to play on their U15 academy team and I think U17 as well because he's good enough to, which is phenomenal. So it's kind of cool. He has a very high likelihood of going pro in the next couple of years as long as he keeps straight on the path, which is really freaking cool for a coach to have one of your players succeed at the highest level, essentially. And it's the other players that I'm working with are on that path. So it's really cool to help cultivate that young talent, not just in soccer, but swimming. I've got swimmers I'm working with now, lacrosse players, general speed and speed and agility. Instead of just having kids run sprints all day or go do sprints, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, better than nothing. But you got a little rest time in there. You teach them why they're doing it. You maybe show them the way to do it, the pattern they should, instead of just doing it this. They actually have a guideway or a pathway to follow, and their muscle growth, speed, everything just increases so much faster. And it's just kind of putting them on a fast track. And that's the point of why I become a trainer. So I can help players get on that fast track as fast as possible. Started off with just soccer, but now it's every sport I can imagine.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I was a D1 athlete, and growing up, water polo, bottom of the totem pole. Even in college, we had different strength and conditioning coaches every quarter. because we'd get like the interns or something. So we could never like build on it, on what we learned, or like one guy would have us do animal flow and then the next person wouldn't even have us touch weights, or they'd have us run and then half my team sprains their ankles because we play water polo. So I wished I had had a coach like you, or even someone with the knowledge that I have now. Because man, like, and especially dietarily, I'm sure you see that a lot. Like nobody knows what to eat to fuel performance.
So simple. That's the best part. It's like I teach the hand method mostly now. That's the easiest way for the kids to learn. And then if they want to know specifics, I can give them more specifics. But like, it's just not necessarily, they don't need to know the numbers. They don't need to know what's their caloric intake per day. Just know they need to eat a lot. That's basically it. And it's like, if they want to know, I mean, I have during my youth exercise specialist cert, they went through the caloric intake average athlete, not like their higher level athletes. I think at like 12 or 13, it was up into the 3,000, 3,200 per day. And it's like, that's maintenance for a 13 or 14-year-old. And it's like, whoa, you got to figure out how to do that smart, or else you're just going to eat crap and you're going to feel like crap. So at like the camp, I did a camp this week, and the topic each day was first day nutrition, basic nutrition, just went over protein, what levels they should eat per day kind of thing, what kinds of protein. I even handed them out a little worksheet guide where it had a calculator on there and foods that they can eat more of, not a lot of, and then avoid basically, or I guess other way. But yeah, and I also sent them the whole nutrition guide right off the bat. So that's kind of like one of the things I do in my packages when someone signs on with me is I send them that guide, because it's like, just with that, they can just read that. If they want to ask questions, cool. If not, they have that information and they have the idea at least. That's my goal, is to give them an idea. So that way they're not walking blind. It's not like going to the store like, what should I get kind of thing. And it's like, well, you should maybe focus on this versus this. And it's like, that's kind of what I go over with nutrition talk, just basic, what to look for and what to avoid.
Awesome.
It's a lot easier than saying specific.
Yes, yeah, and especially like youth athletes, they've got school, they're studying, they're trying to get to college, they have all these other things on their mind. So tracking calories, that can be really overwhelming, I'm sure.
And it leads to body dysmorphia and poor body image. And at that age, it's like, that's the time when you pick it up. Like myself, I was 132 pounds and 6'2" as a senior.
Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
was tiny. Yeah, exactly. So I've come a long way since then. And it's like, the first thing that really put me to the next spot was I started lifting with one of my closest friends. And like, that's like, looking back on it, that's really what turned the page for me from believing that strength training needs to start as soon as possible. Because like, as soon as I started that, I wasn't able to do, I think, up to 17 push-ups maybe in a row. And for lifeguarding, I had to get 40 in a minute. I think I was able to get, during my rookie test, I think I got like 50 something push-ups. And it's like, that's a massive accomplishment, where before I could barely do anything. And it's like, that was just being consistent. And it's like, youth athletes, the more consistent they are with me, the better, the quicker they start to pace ahead of their teammates and move away, essentially, and get talked bad about, sadly, in this area. It's a lot of very ego-driven, which it is what it is. That's kind of where I'm at. That's why I want my Apex Performance to be a spot where there's no, I don't affiliate with any club specifically. I've tried to be as neutral as possible, work with as many places as possible to help as many people as possible. Because in the area that I'm in, if I pick one, then I alienate myself from everyone else. It's not like you can do both. It's like, nope.
Dang, that's a bummer. But that's awesome that you're trying to fix that culture. And the more kids you help, the more that culture changes from within, kind of thing.
That's my goal. And there are some more trainers coming down who think that way. And I actually live nearby to a gym he's pretty much the same kind of trainer I am, but focused heavily on lacrosse. He was like a 2-time All-American lacrosse player in college, I think, or something like that. Very, very high level. So he knows what he's talking about and doing. And he's been at it for like 15 plus years. So he's just like another version of me, but different sport. And we coexist just fine. We help each other. We communicate well. And it's like, I don't know many other gyms in the area who the staff member from this point can go over to here and not get looked at weird by their whole gym. And it's like, that shouldn't be the case. Then youth athletes suffer because then it's like, they have to choose. And it's like, you walk in with the wrong thing on your shirt, they're going to look at you like, why are you here? It's like Mean Girls in high school. Weird.
That's crazy. Well, I'm glad that there are like some less, what's the word? I always forget it. Like, not growth minded, but like not
less,
scarcity minded.
Scarcity minded. There's a lot of that around here. But the few are starting to shine more, which is very good. And I was working with a soccer coach this week. Same thing. I almost brought her onto my business, and then she has her own thing. And it's like, why don't we just partner up sometimes? You keep your thing, I keep mine. We have a very similar mindset. Work together. And
that's awesome.
That's what we're doing. So it's like, we're trying. We're slowly building a good relationship with as many people as we possibly can. Yeah.
That's great. And that's important, like in business in general. Like people don't realize that. I've noticed.
They're very me. Not really well, if I help this guy, he might be able to trade me something for what I do, and then that's a cost that I'm saving. And then we get that partnership, and it's like, it just makes sense. And it's like, you win, I win, they win. Why not do it? Oh, your ego? Cool. Glad you think like that. And it's like, it's just hampers the entire industry. It's not just in youth athletics, not just here, it's everywhere. And that's, I think, the real thing that really needs to head out the door kind of thing. Check your ego out the door.
I think, so there's a business networking group that I'm in, and their slogan is Givers Gain. And honestly, it's so true. Like, I can see in my business networking group, the people who are very scarcity minded, they burn bridges, and then nobody gives them referrals anymore because they don't feel comfortable doing that. They don't trust them. They don't want to give them business.
Exactly. No one wants to help somebody who's an asshole. Pardon my French.
No, yeah, so true.
But like, it's like, I've learned that just from growing up in the family business that I was in, is transportation and advertising. And it's like, if you burn a bridge, the wrong bridge, it can really, really take your business down. And it's like, my mom was one of those people where you burned a bridge with her, your business is going to suffer dramatically. So it's like, I learned the power of that just from, and she got that power by being nice to everybody. Well, what do you know? Just making friends with everyone. Be like, oh, okay, you do something I like, we'll help you sometimes. We're friends. Cool. I'll ignore the other stuff. It's fine. And it's like, that's how it should be. It's like, everyone's going to run their business a certain way. Everyone's going to run their gym a certain way. But it's like, you shouldn't put up walls. You should put on like gym battles or something. There's like 5 or 6 premier gyms in the area I'm in. And I'm not even kidding you. If they did like a trainer gym battle like that, that would be a huge event. They could do that 4 times a year. And each gym pulls in, they split it however many ways. And the winners get a certain, it's like, I just thought of that on the spot. It would make them a lot of money and promote healthy relationships in the area, but nope, that won't happen. Everyone's too ego driven. They all want money. It is what it is in this area. A lot of development. I mean, it's very, very. The politics around here are very centered around development and just building on as much space as possible. Bring more people in because they want to be here. And that mentality is kind of what's trickling in, which is not the best. But on the flip side, the people coming in, there are those who do want to build community. So it's like, is it going to happen? Maybe. We don't know. We just got to wait and see how it goes, because some people are great. Some definitely only think about themselves.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully
fingers crossed,
it
though.
works out.
Yeah, I know. It's like you would think it would, because all the trainers know each other and they're all friends with each other. It's just the owners. It's
That's
literally the
crazy.
owners that don't get along, or just choose not to get along, or burn bridges. Like, yeah, I'm not even gonna get into all that. There's a lot of burnt bridges. I was part of one of the bridges that got burnt at a facility, and it's just like, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're trying to facilitate like a better, I guess, community vibes in your area. That's awesome. So how do you coach your athletes on mindset? Because that is so important.
It is. I was about to say this. So that's something that's actually a lot of our talks that I do with them. Like, I'll talk during rest time, because that's something where kids don't really do rest times well. And he's like, oh, you have to wait, and you just like set a timer for them. They're like, has it been X amount of seconds? Nope, it's been about 7 or 8. And they're like, and it's like, if you just talk to them for a sec, pick a topic, and it's like, talk to them and then see how they respond to it, and then go off that. I mean, I found myself in a rabbit hole on like a minute 20 rest time, and I'm like 3-4 minutes into it, and it's like, oh, oops, sorry, okay, next set, go. And it's like, you get onto something and you can't really just pause. You gotta finish it or get to a point where you can pause, because then it's like, if you give them a partial idea and don't come back to that same spot, their minds are like, I talk about them like they're a different being, but it's like they kind of are. Their brains are still developing. They're still figuring out how to focus. Some can get it really quickly, others can't. So it's like, if someone, say for instance, takes a bad shot and it's like, oh, I suck, I'm like, no, you don't. And it's like, why do you suck? And it's like, because I missed it. I'm like, why does that make you suck? I was like, so let me get this straight. If I take a shot and I miss, I suck. And they're like, no, because you're probably gonna miss on purpose. I'm like, who says I'm missing on purpose? I'm just gonna miss. And they're like, well, I'm like, exactly, your logic makes no sense. And I put it to a point where they're like, they can't give me a real response, because then it's like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's like the why question. You ask someone why enough, you're going to get their real reason. Or if they even have a reason, they're going to start stuttering and stuff. So I tried that a few times. It's fun, but it also puts them on the spot. So you got to be careful with that. Sometimes you got to ease into it and be like, okay, so well, maybe instead of saying I suck, maybe be like, I could have hit that better. Help them rephrase it. I do recommend books for them to read. Some read them, some don't. But I mean, it's just a matter of putting into practice, or figuring out what you're doing negatively and what you're talking negatively about, and then addressing that, because you can't really fix anything until you know what it is. That's the great thing about habits. You can't fix them until you know what bad habit it is that you're doing wrong. I forgot what the name of the book it is. Power of Habit, I think, is actually the name of it. Power of Habit, yeah. Yeah, a lot of books I recommend to them to read. I don't know how many actually read them, but the parents read them and they recommend them for their kids. So it's like, cool.
That's good. Yeah, because athletes are the hardest on themselves. And so it's cool that there are coaches out there that are trying to help them through that. Because and what you're doing is kind of like motivational interviewing. Have you read that book?
Motivational interviewing. It's familiar, the name of it, but no, I have not actually read it.
Essentially, it's like you ask questions to get people, and like clients in this case, to tell you like their perspective on things. And sometimes when they say things out loud, it sounds ridiculous. And so then they realize, because they're coming to the conclusion themselves. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to like point it out, but they're doing it. And so that helps. So like if someone's like you said, like, oh, I suck because I missed this shot. And then you gave an example and then
keep going down the road of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
it's, the one I pull from is The Courage to Be Disliked. I pull from that a lot. The Fine Art of Small Talk is another one, I think. I think that's the name of it. The names of these books I get slightly off, but like The Courage to Be Disliked, I've read, I think, 7 or 8 times. The Four Agreements, I've read like 3 or 4 times at least. A lot of these books, let me look at this other one, because it is like, if I don't say, because that's the thing, like I know the teachings from it, but remembering the actual name of the book, because I do audiobooks, and at a time there was doing a lot of books.
Yeah.
One book app, actually. That's how many books I've read.
I do audiobooks too. I struggle to sit still. Like I just can't sit on the couch and like read a book.
Oh, here it is. How to Win Friends and Influence People. That one I've read a few times.
That's a great one.
Noise. That's another really good one. A Flaw in Human Judgment. It kind of points out like how to like break away from what when you're giving teaching and giving. It basically helps break away the stuff that isn't needed, that you would do personally. It's like you can only expect around 60%, like for an employee to do around 60% of what you would do as the owner kind of thing. So it's like you got to act within that parameter. So that's where it's like when instructing, it's like, okay, so if I do it this way, I'm going to hit all these checkpoints. I need to then give this player the idea where, okay, I'm going to do it this way, and then I'm going to show you full speed for me. Now, you're going to try it your way, and it's going to look different. It's going to feel different probably. You're going to make a mistake or two, and we're going to adjust. And they're just like, oh, okay, cool. They don't really have that thought process of, oh, it has to be just this way. It's like, it's more flexibility. And it kind of teaches them to think with a flexible mindset towards things. Or then that trickles into life and such and all that, which is always a fun time. Helping kids with that. Untethered Soul. There's another good one too.
Okay.
That's another one that I really liked. Those were ones that all really made a really big impact on how I approach things. But The Courage to Be Disliked, that one is by far one of my favorites.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
It's just, it teaches, like, the more you listen to it and the more you see their interactions, there's actually a second one of it too. The Courage to Be Loved, I think, is the name of it. Same pairing of it, back and forth style. But just the way that it goes about things, it kind of shows you to look at other people's perspective. Because one kid's just complaining, and then the older guy is just like speaking wisdom. And it's like, okay, well, if this is happening, what do you think that might be happening in their life? Like, or my mom says, meet people where they're at. That's the the mindset that, hey, Milo, no, we're not doing that. We're not growling. That's the mindset that I go about when talking with people. It's like meet them where they're at. So if they're grouchy, grumpy, I'm not gonna be like, hey, buddy, how you doing? It's like, well, what's up with you? You have a good day? And then they'll just be like, not really. And then I kind of meet them where they are with their lingo even. Like, I break away from the very formal coach player thing. And that's the thing with working with kids. You gotta roll with the punches, because if you don't, like, they're just gonna straight up not want to come to practice. And it's like, to this day, I can't knock on wood because they will freak out. But I have not lost anyone from my sessions. Like, the parents have disliked me, but the kids like me so much that they can't stop bringing them to me. So it's like, it's a win-win. But it's just, there's a lot of mental side of it that they're club coaches that I have to deal with. They yell a lot, and it's like, I can't bring myself to yell. I'll raise my voice and project it, but my players know that if I go quiet, that's worse than if I start talking. Like, I'm not going to talk over them. I'm not going to, like, I'll just go silent. And that's when they know, okay, we need to be quiet. And actually I worked with actually Anne's daughter, Lila. And
that's awesome.
She made this comment to me. Fantastic girl, by the way. As long as she sticks with it and doesn't hurt herself, that girl's going to go places. Crazy energy. Reminded me just like of this girl down here that I work with. So as soon as I got that vibe from her, I was like, okay, I'll just start acting like that. And something that I never really thought of, but realized that the more I've coached, because over the years, when I first started, I didn't really know how to create that good contact with the player off the bat, because you have to. It's like, if you don't make a good connection in the first 15 seconds or so, 10, 15 seconds, they're going to have this little chip against you, or like, oh, he did that. Well, maybe this is going to be like that too. And it's just like a worm that digs into their mind. And it's like, you got to make the right impression. And every player's different. And with Lila, it was kind of cool because Anne told me that with her club coach, she's kind of goofy and stuff. And she does what she does. But she noticed that as soon as she started working with me, we got into it. Like there was a set, like a level of respect that I commanded just by like how I approached her and set the guidelines very off the beginning. And I don't even realize that I'm doing that. It's just how I do it now. And it's something that the more you coach, the more you develop that, and the easier it gets. And then the easier that gets, and then more people like you, and then it cascades to better things. So it's like just getting the reps in. That was the hardest part. Learning how to talk to the kids. The books helped significantly. But I mean, I have 2 certifications for behavior change specialists. I'm behavior change specialist and mental toughness specialist. And those I'm learning now are probably some of the most used certifications that I have, because those help me think a little differently and understand the books that I was reading. So that way I could then teach the kids the readings instead of expecting them to read a book about a Japanese philosopher talking with a kid about his life. And it's like,
good luck.
They're not good. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to want to hear that crap. I mean, not crap, but they're not going to want to hear that. You talk to them about, oh, what was the this episode of so and so? Oh my gosh, yeah, let's talk about that. And it's like, okay, but they don't want to talk about books. So you got to pick your battles essentially. But that's where the mental side of it. That's where it all comes from, is the books and just trying to teach them what I'm understanding. And if I can't teach them, then that shows myself that I don't understand it. Like if you can't teach a 5-year-old, or if you can't talk to a 5-year-old about a subject, you don't really know the subject. Like
That's
you try
true.
to explain a 5-year-old how to do something. Good luck. They're going to get really distracted to use the wrong words. But yeah.
So how do you train your athletes? I know you were saying you focus on mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like first step?
Really depends.
Okay.
If they're on the field, it also depends if they have pains. Most of them, no. Most of them come to me with minimal pains. If they do, then I do a little stretch here or there. I usually run through, I use a lot of these skill primers that are in MAPS Performance Advanced, actually. I use that a lot for my athletes because a lot of them are more explosive. Those are more explosive movements, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, I've worked mobility into my moving warm-up, where it's like I just have them do a jog, I have them move certain ways in certain steps. So that way it starts from like the ankles up into the knees, into like the hip area, twisting more, core twisting more, twisting while stepping around kind of thing. And it's like testing their like balance while moving in different it's like slowly waking all of their muscles and stabilizers up versus just like, okay, we're going to do this and then this and then this. And it's like segmented then. This is all just a 7 or 8 minute warm up, so basically it's like moving mobility essentially. And then if they need more, I'll do that other stuff. If they have an injury, I'll do some bands. 9 out of 10 times, this one simple band movement, I talked about it yesterday on the trainer call, where basically like, it's from Squat U. Like wrap it above your knee and then just like you pull in and then you push out. Basically, that's essentially what it is. And you're just abductors, adductors. That's it. And you do like one set each side, and then instantly, knee pain's gone. Because the muscles that are controlling all the muscles that go down through your leg to your knee are now able to move freely like they should, which means whatever they were attached to, whatever's pinching, is probably going to feel better. And it's like I, to this day, still have not found an athlete where that has not helped, which is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like we talk about, well, I guess Mind Pump talks about a lot, is most people do things like frontal plane, like not a lot of side to side. So it makes sense sometimes you need to wake up those like stabilizer muscles, especially because kids sit a lot, even if they are athletes. So when they come to you, they're probably had been sitting most of the day.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. And then I also do I call it like ramping up, is where it's like sprints, starting work, that kind of thing, where which kind of bleeds into a speed and agility. Because then I do like a warm up mobility kind of thing into speed and agility, and then ball work, and then big stuff. In the gym though, I just do primers, like 2 or 3 main body movements, maybe some 90s, world's greatest stretch, nothing too crazy, handcuff with rotation. I've started doing lizard with rotation, world's greatest stretch, same thing. But that paired with handcuff with rotation as my basic, just like, all right, do those 2, and the majority of you will be fine, like ready to go. Because like if you do them, the more they do them, the more they figure out how to plant their feet, how to do all that, and it's like a full warm up just by doing that. The handcuff with rotation is one of my favorite shoulder mobility warm ups. Like it's so simple and can be done. All you do is lay down or lay against the wall or like stand up and do it. It doesn't matter. It works better. It works however you want it, and it's like it works for every athlete, and it's so simple to teach. And it's that's why I enjoy it as one of my go-to. Fantastic.
It's awesome. It's one of my favorites personally.
Mm-hmm. I feel like swimmer, 100%. My swimmers love this one. I would do that, and they start doing this, and you're like crack, 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 and I'm like, yeah, buddy, that feels good, doesn't it? He's like, yeah, like barely able to breathe. It's like,
Yep. That's awesome. And then usually, like for strength training, what do you focus on with them? Are you just doing like one compound lift?
No, it's kind of interesting because it's a blend of MAPS 15 and performance advance. So what I'll do is I like using the performance advance movements where it would have it broken down to the eccentric, concentric, isometric, those ones, and then I would take, say, the split stance squats where it has them holding for 6 seconds to going down. Do that for the first portion of the 15. Mix that in with the same 6 second down tempo, the same everything that would be in the other program. Put that into the MAPS 15, and given the MAPS 15 rest times, adjust the weight accordingly. Blah blah blah. And then do an upper body motion. Most of the time, if I'm doing a lower body thing, I'm going to do some kind of explosive press or explosive row. I really like trap bar stuff. That's when available. Trap bars are awesome, and landmine. I actually got a couple. It's not over there. Nope. I had a little like a barbell bomb.
Oh, cool!
And put it on the back of it. Yeah, and those things are fantastic. I keep one in my bag whenever I'm out and about, just because whenever I'm training. Now I just don't keep it in my backpack like when I'm going to do other stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna have a barbell bomb. You never know when I want to do landmines. But that's something where more advanced athletes, they love it. I have a lacrosse guy who, as long as he keeps going, he's gonna go to some kind of school. This kid's freaking beast. Like,
that's awesome.
He looks like he's an absolute monster strong, but then you put him in the gym and put like weight on them, have them do full range of motion workouts, and it's like they don't have strength that way. They have strength in like active strength. They don't have muscular, just like movement strength. And once you explain to them, buddy, you're this good without this. You add this, it's like you just wait for them to put it together, and they're like, oh, it's like, yeah, just add it in. And Dr. Tina, she actually, I think that was her name. She was on Mind Pump. The skeletal muscle. I'm butchering that, but the skeletal muscle. She's the expert on that. And I asked her about the youth, and one thing that's stuck with me from that is she said, as early as you can, get them start strength training, because like the studies now are showing, like the quicker you can get them in strength training, the less problems they have as they grow.
That's like, awesome.
It's like 50% less growth issues or something like that.
That's great.
It's really, really cool. The studies and stuff that are starting to come out. There's only a couple. There's not many. But youth exercise is definitely starting to become a forefront because of how young people are going professional now. And it's like we have 15-year-old professional soccer players here in America who are now going over to Europe.
That's so crazy.
In, Manchester City. And it's like, and this is a guy who was from Philadelphia area, I think.
Wow.
But it's like they're getting younger and younger. And why not teach them the right way?
Totally agree.
Like, teach them right so that way they don't learn from Tic Tac. That's what I call it, Tic Tac. Ever since I heard it called Tic Tac.
That's great.
Yeah, I call it TikTok Tic Tac.
I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm gonna use that. I've tried
It's
to
a
get
fun
on
one.
there. I can't do it.
It's oh yeah, I couldn't bring myself.
Yeah.
To ask my people I work with, like, why aren't you on it? Aren't you in like your like low 20s? I'm like, first, thank you. No, I'm not. I'm like, I'm 31, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. Anyways, two, I'm not gonna get on the Tic Tac because it's not what I want to consume. And they're like, the Tic Tac? I'm like, yes, the Tic Tac. And then I just walk away. So it's a generational thing. Is
Yeah.
what it is.
I understand. I understand for sure. Well, I know you got somewhere to be.
Yeah,
So
I just checked the clock there. I gotta start bouncing here.
Yes.
But
what do you want to
definitely
leave
would
our
like
audience
to-
with before you go?
the last thing, I mean, I guess if you're gonna get into youth training, don't follow Instagram. A lot of them are nonsense. Go to a trainer and ask them if they work with youth players. If not, go on Facebook, ask somebody if they work specifically with youth athletes or have worked with youth athletes. Don't just go and ask their coach, hey, I want to get some extra reps. Some do one-on-ones, but others might just do it for cash, which I don't want to I don't want to shoot people's side hustles in the foot, because that's literally how I started. But the thing is, I made that switch really quick. It made it very obvious to the people that I'm not just a coach who does this as a side gig. This is my profession as a youth athletic trainer. And the better quality you can get your youth athletes to at the start, the less problems you'll have down the road. Because there's nothing worse than getting, say, a soccer player to get trained by a football trainer, and they start having extreme knee injuries because they're only training in one plane of motion, because that's how some football needs to train. And it's like, you got to match what you're going for. You got to go with the trainer that matches your sport or athletic need. That'd be my thing. Trust, don't verify. Or verify, don't trust, I should say. So if someone tells you, oh, this guy's awesome, okay, don't just blindly jump in. Figure it out
Look
yourself.
into it.
Exactly. I think Sal actually said this, either Sal or Adam, on one of the podcasts, but a trainer will be shopped by their their potential client for up to 3 months ahead of time. And when I heard that, I was like, I don't really know about that. But then the more I got reached out to, people, oh, we've been meaning to reach out to you for the last couple months. Oh, we've been reaching out to blah, blah, blah. It's just like, oh, he's actually like that. That's right. So it's like, shop, take your time. Don't rush. Follow me on Apex Perf Co. at Instagram. And then I just post a lot on my personal account, William Hastings on Facebook. Friend me if you want. Follow if you want, whatever. But I do have a training account that's linked to there too. So I have a link tree for all that fun jazz too. So that's all on my account. But that's
Cool.
That's all I got for today. Thanks,
Yeah.
Emma. It was fun.
I'll put that in the show notes. And thank
We
you
gotta do
guys for
coffee
listening.
again. We gotta do
Huh?
the coffee thing again. The coffee thing again. We gotta
I
do
know.
that.
I know. My life has been very crazy, and I'll
Same.
explain
I know.
off the.
You're good. Yeah, you're good.
But
you're good. You're good. I know. Some coaches commented in it, and I thought about it, like, I'll ask her when I get on the podcast with her.
Yeah, it's been a hectic summer, to say the
Yeah.
year, 6 months, 7 months actually. Oh my gosh, it's August. It's been a crazy 8 months.
Yep, it's August. End of August. Crap, it's end of
Yeah.
August. Okay.
And I feel like I haven't had a summer. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel you.
Thank you
I'll
guys
see
for
you on that.
listening. If this resonated with you, share it, subscribe. It helps us get in front of more people and help more people. So on that note, I'll see you guys on the next one.